how's it going? Just wanted to make a quick video today. I tried making one yesterday, but my computer was fussing around. So anyway, yesterday was a crazy day in the market. We sold off in the morning. Sold off in the morning, kind of recovered into the night. This morning we dipped back down again, and then all day had positive strength after the Fed spoke this morning. It's been a strong recovery. If you look on a daily chart, you see that the SPX came down and touched the 50-day and bounced right back up, similar to this little dip a few weeks ago. This time around, you can see that the bars are yellow, or the candlesticks are yellow, which is indicating a neutral, whereas in this situation, it was more of a bearish kind of downturn. In any case, it looks like this wants to hit the SPX, S&P wants to hit 4,000 or 400 for the SPY. I'm looking once it gets up here, maybe to sell some call credit spreads just in case, it rolls over and dies. But, today was really strong. I mean, this is the 15-minute chart. You can see end of day here. We had a little volume dot. I'll see if I can zoom in, which over above normal volume. You can see the candle here. So has some strength going to the close there. But all day it was pretty much strong. Pulled back only to the 15-minute ADMA and rode it all day. Very, very good recovery here on the S&P for actual stocks. I looked at NEO, which I'm in right now. NEO had to sell off yesterday, recovered a bit after that sell off along with the market, but got trapped underneath the 15-minute 50. Today, it kind of recovered even further. It dipped back down a little bit, but once the Fed was done speaking with the market, it kind of caught a bid and came up here, came down, touched the 50-minute 15. But on the grand scheme of things is what I'm looking at. We have earnings coming up. We have the squeeze still here. You have a little bit of positive momentum with the yellow. We have a ready fire signal. We have the RSI and stochastics looking like they're getting more bullish. Some daily squeezes up here, some positive momentum. All in all, it was a great day today, up 6%. My first target really is to recover to the 21 EMA, which is about 55. Hopefully before earnings, or see what earnings have to do with this. But all in all, great day today. I wish I would have closed above. They still closed above the 50 or below the 50 EMA. We'll see what tomorrow does. But another one to watch. It's good to see this one kind of recover, as all EV stocks did today. Even Tesla was up about $43. And so it's all looking good. So I'll change that real quick. It's all looking good. MRVL. So this one I've been watching. I got a position. I got some shares. All in all, it's holding this 100-day EMA pretty well back here. And once again, yesterday I found support at the 100 EMA and bounced. We have this earnings coming up. We have a long squeeze here. We have this momentum turning. We have a ready signal. We're getting oversold here, so this is nice. This is the RSI and stochastic. It's kind of turning around, similar to all the markets. But I like this one because it's earnings, 5G play, and we'll see how that goes. I'm looking to add to this. I wish I would have closed above the 50 again, but it seems a lot of the ones I've been following have been closing just under the 50. But greater strength if we see a close above that 50 to kind of confirm that reversal for me. BLNK had a great day today. Started off strong, came all the way up, touched the 15-minute 100. Hit a little resistance a couple times, 3 times, ultimately failed, came back down and tested the 41 range. End of day, got some bids in, actually closed at high a day pretty much, in a little 15-minute squeeze there on a daily intraday. Now on the daily grand scheme of things, BLNK looks like to be recovering pretty nicely here. It dipped down pretty deep yesterday, but this big long wick buyers came in around the 100 EMA, pushed it up and closed pretty strong. Similarly today, closed near high a day, still closed underneath the 50. We have a ready aim fire signal. We have a squeeze that's turning positive. We have the point of control up here, which is kind of like a magnet. So I'm looking for my first level is to get up to this 21 EMA to retest that. Ultimately, I'll see what I'll do there, if I'm going to hold or sell some calls against it, because typically markets tend to revert back to the 21. And if it fails, you know, it could roll over. So we'll see how it is over the next couple of days, but let's see if the shorts can push it up a little bit higher, and if we could recover with the whole EV market. FUBO. FUBO had a relatively lackluster day today, despite the gains in the overall market. You know, started off with a big dip, kind of retreated, hung out and traded around the 15-minute moving average. 15-day 50 moving average is the green line here. You know, end of day it kind of spiked up at the last minute on some, you know, higher than normal volume. You can see this little purple dot is above average volume for that specific time frame. So all in all, it looks like it's recovering as well. Not as strong as some of the others, but we did close above the 50 EMA, closed above yesterday's high, I believe. Let me see. Yesterday's high was almost closed above yesterday's high, which is pretty positive. We have a ready aim fire, ready aim signal, looking for a fire. This is a crossover right here on the stochastics. Still in a squeeze. I'd like to see this turn, momentum turn a bit. We have earnings coming up next week. So we'll see how this plays out, if it runs into earnings or not. I'm still holding my position. I should have added. I wanted to add, but wasn't around the other day. So we'll see how that comes. VLDR. You know, today had a lackluster day, similar to FUBO. You know, dropped in the morning, kind of consolidated all day. Didn't really move much, although it's up 4%, but 70 cents at the end of the day there. Kind of popped on some above volume. The grand scheme of things, big dip down, some bad news, overall market sell-off. Not really in a squeeze anymore. We have the ready signal. We have earnings coming up. I have a vertical out in, you know, March, so I'm not really thinking of selling. I might just hold it and, you know, eat the loss or see what happens. But hopefully they could shock with some earnings. And see, last earnings they reported, you know, dip, but it ultimately ran afterwards. So maybe we'll get some positive news. I don't like to hold through earnings all the time, but in this case, you know, I got in back here. It's not worth me. It's, you know, the risk is low on my verticals to say, hey, let me ride it out or just take the loss. We'll see how that goes. But, you know, earnings next week. Solo, still holding this one. Had a lackluster day today, kind of just chopped around a little bit, you know, up 4%. I mean, it's small, it's smaller dollar ticker. Let's see, grand scheme of things, you know, dipped down, huge wick, had some buyers down here to 200 EMA. We have earnings next month. In a squeeze, you know, I'd like to see this turn positive. We have a ready fire signal, which is pretty good. So maybe we get some momentum to the upside. The high short interest stock as well. Low volume today, though. I like to see a little more volume than that on recovery. But stock hacks, RSI are coming to positive territory, some crossovers. You know, similar to the other stocks and the overall market. So right now the market is kind of leading the way. There's some individual high flyers out there, but overall many of the charts look alike. So we're pushing for the market to hit that 4,000 or 400 from the S&P. Maybe we can bring everything else with it. Someone I'm looking at to get in actually open. I do like this one to earnings. It's riding this 50 EMA pretty nicely here. Dip below it, dip below it yesterday, but closed above it or at it. Have a ready signal. Not in a squeeze. That's one thing I like to see. Let's see if it can consolidate a little bit more before earnings. Maybe I'll do a little earnings play into it, like a run up into earnings. It's a low price stock too, so I like that. And right now, DKNG, I'm thinking about getting back into that. They have earnings coming up. Tempted to buy some, you know, buy some shares here. You know, you're at the 80 EMA. Everything's looking pretty bullish. You have the EMA stacked. You have a ready signal. You're in a like pre-squeeze, tight squeeze. Today was a pretty lackluster day despite the market. You know, we had this big sell-off. It kind of recovered a bit. I was expecting it to break 60 and kind of move a little higher, but it stalled out and just kind of traded sideways. So I do like this one mainly because I do like betting on sports, and Penn reported earnings, if I could find it. PENN, boom. Penn had earnings last month or earlier in February, and they had good earnings, and boom, took off after earnings. Kind of consolidated a little bit, got some consolidation now, but had that nice little earnings jump from about let's see, from about 105 to one. That's a big to 129. So maybe we get some kind of similar play out of DKNG into earnings. I may buy some shares on just hold for the longer term, maybe a couple months or maybe even longer, depending on how this goes. But no, I do like that one. The bars are the yellow, so it's indicating neutral. I like to see a green one, would be nice. Maybe a aim fire over here, but we're not going to have enough time with earnings coming up. After the last earnings report, we can see it kind of called a bid, and it went from 40 all the way up to 53, stalled out. Tested this for a couple times, and then ultimately broke out and went to all-time highs. So if they report some good earnings coming up, and we break through the 65 level, we could probably see a lot higher. Let me put some extensions on real quick, just to see what some price targets could be. Let's say we take this swing high over here to the swing low. We're looking at 68.70 if you want to take a that 100% would say this move here will be equivalent from this move to that move. So after it would break, if it breaks 68, I'm looking at 78 up here as retracement. But really, this extension is just measuring this swing low to this swing right here to this swing low right here. So theoretically, this move replicated here would bring you up to the 68 level. So if you take it back from this swing high to the swing low, you can see that this swing right here to that swing took you right here, and it actually met those levels. And I'll take this off so I can show you a better picture. I want to take this one off. So this swing here to the swing low was replicated here, and you can see this swing mirrored this swing. It kind of went above it a little bit. It broke a couple dollars over, but the point is the retracement and extensions actually are symmetrical, as far as this moved up this amount and then this one kind of went past it, but it hit that 100%. But in all, we're looking for maybe like a break of 65 to 70 over the coming weeks, as long as the market holds up and the earnings are strong. But I do like this play on sports betting, with all sports being back. Thank you and take care.